Hey everyone! Welcome back to One Piece today. After a long wait, One Piece chapter 1172 is finally out with the title The Elbaf I Admire. It's not exactly action-packed, but it's a necessary transition for the war. While Luffy sat listening to Locke's story, the situation on the surface changed a lot. King Harrow's flashback lasted 18 chapters? That is nearly 7 months in real life. Honestly, who actually remembers everything without rereading? That is exactly why we need Chapter 1172. It catches us up on the current timeline, and updates characters like Zoro and Sanji on what they missed. The intense battles and plot twists will likely start once Luffy and Loki return from the underworld. But, for now, Oda is giving the stage to the wings of the Pirate King. Most fans aren't worried about Zoro, since he mastered Conqueror's Haki. Sanji, on the other hand, hasn't shown signs of that specific power yet. But Sanji has his own strengths, and I trust he'll find a way to handle the Holy Knights. The battlefield is clearly divided in this chapter, giving us a full view of the war. This lines up perfectly with my prediction video from a few days ago. So, let's dive right into the full spoilers for One Piece chapter 1172. The cover request this week shows Swans using Bentham's makeup kit. You know him as Bun Clay, or Mr. 2, the former top agent of Sir Crocodile's Baroque works. The chapter opens with H.A.J. Rudin's group taking the elevator from the underworld to the surface. Sanji stopped flying and joined them in the elevator. He did this so Gaban could brief everyone on the crisis above. Since there was no time earlier, Gaban urgently shares intel about the Holy Knights. He explains that Elbaf is being invaded by a nightmare army controlled by the Holy Knights. However, Gaban doesn't know that many people were turned into demons by IMU, since he was knocked down to the underworld by Gunko before seeing it. He reveals that the children, including his own son, are hostages. The enemy is using the kids as shields to stop the warriors from fighting back. The children are being moved along a set path using a devil fruit power. Gaban describes the abilities of Utiko's Oro no Mi, and the nightmare monsters guarding them. Also, invisible vines are wrapped around each child. Anyone trying to rescue them or stop their movement gets pierced by thorns. Gaban recognizes this ability from someone he knows well. There are 3 main enemies, and Gaban already explained how to beat them. One Piece is really shifting its focus towards strategy and intel. It's all about learning the enemy's power and figuring out a counter. As the saying goes, know your enemy, and you win every battle. In the past, the Straw Hats just fought head-on. The monster trio handled the strong guys directly, but Oda wants them to learn and adapt right in the middle of the fight. Remember, Luffy had to lose twice before realizing Kaido used Conqueror's Haki, and Zoro couldn't scratch King until he discovered the secret of the flames on his back. Clearly, gathering intel on opponents is critical now. Their power levels are peaking, but the enemies are top tier too. With so many foes, they can't afford to figure things out slowly. Oda seems to be taking a page from Naruto, specifically how ninjas prioritize gathering information. Knowing about chakra or jutsu is often a key victory in that series. One Piece hasn't focused on this much, but sometimes you need a sacrifice, like Jura Iya, just to get a little info. That is the only way to take down god-tier threats. IMU, the 5 elders, and the Holy Knights are full of secrets. Gaban fought these immortal beings many times to learn their weaknesses. That's how Shanks knew enough to hold off King Harrow. Now, Gaban is passing that vital knowledge to the Straw Hats and Giants. Gunko is a new enemy, but Gaban figured out her ability after just a few clashes. That shows just how experienced a legend like Gaban truly is. It's time for the Straw Hats to value intel as much as raw power, especially in this final saga. H.A.J. Rudin's group meets Kashii, who is badly wounded. Kashii delivers some terrifying news. The giant warrior pirates have been turned into demons by the Mira Verse fruit. Even Captains Dorry and Brogy are now demons. They are attacking the western village alongside the nightmare monsters. Please hurry. Elder Jarul is in grave danger. The group decides to split into teams. Team 1's Oro and H.A.J. Rudin will head to the western village to save Jarul. Team to Sanji, Chopper, and Gaban will go rescue Nami's group and stop the fires. My prediction for this was 100% accurate. I knew you would target LBF's most respected leader, Mountain Beard Jarul. If Jarul falls, the spirit of the giants will break, and you would completely control Elbaf. HAJ Rudin can't just stand by and watch, and he needs Zoro's Conqueror's Hockey to help him. Sanji, of course, has to go save Nami and Robin, since Sanji doesn't use Conqueror's Hockey like Zoro. Having Gaban with him is perfect. The battlefield is set exactly as expected. We're setting up Zoro versus Cunningham and Sanji versus Summer. As for IMU and Gunko, they'll wait for Luffy and Loki. We see a map of Branch H showing where everyone is positioned. Nami, Usopp, Robin, and Jinbe are tied up near the burning library. The kids are kidnapped. They're stuck with arrows, and Chopper is still missing. Brook seems to have noticed something and has already slipped away. Master Dory, Master B are OGY. Damn it, I don't want to watch you die like this. Elsewhere, the demonized giant pirates continue their march toward the western village. Ripley, Imo, and others are rushing to the port to save the children. The kids are almost at their destination. Villagers in the west beg Jarul to run away, but the old warrior refuses. He has something to say to all of Elbaf. Jarul picks up a transponder snail to speak. He decides to reveal the truth about King Harrow's death and declare Loki innocent. Jarul knows that only Loki has the power to save them now, even if it ruins Harrow's reputation. The truth must come out. Harrow himself said the future of Elbaf matters most. People need to understand the real Loki. Only then can they unite to defeat the enemy. Jarl speaks of the evil that tried to conquer Elbaf 14 years ago. IMU, Cunningham, and Summer are listening in. That plot failed when King Harrow chose to die by his son's hand. But today, that same evil has returned. I assume you want our military might again. You demons are here to conquer our country once more. Summer arrogantly scoffs at the speech. I could complete this mission while taking a nap. Jarl continues, listen well. You demons. You used the lives of our children as leverage. So we surrendered our culture and history. But if you think you can break our will, you are wrong. We will not blindly suffer like Harrow did. You want to rule us? Enslave us? We compromised. But you pushed us too far. My apologies to the children. Cover your ears if you must. If the prophecy is true, and the world will be divided, then Elbaf makes this declaration. The world government is our enemy. We will never kneel. We reject your rule. Am I right, proud warriors of Elbaf? This speech is absolutely powerful. It gives me goosebumps. It reminds me of real-life revolutionary declarations. It carries that same heavy, defiant spirit. We wanted peace, so we made concessions. But the more we conceded, the more the enemy advanced. We would rather sacrifice everything than be slaves. It fits perfectly here. Jarl burned the schools and library, sacrificing history to save the hostages. He wanted to follow Harrow's path of peace through compromise. But the world government doesn't care about peace. They want the proud giants of Elbaf as obedient slaves. Seeing this, Jarl is willing to ignore the hostages to declare war on the government. The people of Elbaf will fight to the last breath. Their warrior spirit cannot be broken. The new generation might be raised differently, but they still have the noble blood of Elbaf. Sacrificing for your homeland is a duty no one can ignore. With Jarl's declaration, the hostages are no longer leverage. Nami, still tied up, gets fired up by his words. That's right. Show them. Jarl, that is the Elbaf I admire. We won't let them destroy us like this. Immediately after the speech, every warrior in Elbaf unites to defend their home. We are with you, Elder Jarul. My beloved Elbaf is finally back. Okay, but how do we get out of these arrows? Back at the western village, Jarul, the world's oldest warrior, draws his sword to lead the resistance. Let's protect the peace that King Harrow dreamed of. The demon giant army has reached the village. Jarl and the warriors prepare for battle. Zoro, HHA Rudin, and Sanji arrive right behind Brogy and Dory. Seeing the enemies, Zoro speaks up, I have a plan. And that is the end of chapter 1172. We'll have more manga action next week. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to support One Piece today. Catch you guys later.